While most gardeners are thrilled with a 50-pound pumpkin, the Amish quietly grow monsters, tipping the scales at over 1,000 pounds. How do they do it without expensive fertilizers, high-tech equipment, or complicated science? Today, you're about to discover their closely guarded secrets. Methods passed down through generations that transform ordinary backyards into pumpkin legends. From seed selection to soil preparation, watering, and care, these old-fashioned techniques work every single time. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see will completely change the way you grow pumpkins. Seed selection. When it comes to growing giant pumpkins, everything begins with the seeds. Most gardeners make the mistake of rushing to the garden center, grabbing the flashiest packet with the brightest pictures, and thinking they're ready to grow a record-breaking pumpkin. These hybrid seeds may look impressive, but they're designed for quick growth and uniform appearance. If you want a truly giant pumpkin, you need seeds with deep genetic roots, carefully preserved over generations. Entered the heirloom varieties, particularly Dill's Atlantic Giant. This isn't just any pumpkin seed. Every single cell in that tiny seed carries a blueprint for massive growth. Unlike hybrids, which hit a genetic ceiling quickly, heirloom varieties have the potential to grow larger year after year, adapting naturally to their local soil, climate, and care. The Atlantic Giant is renowned among serious pumpkin growers because its lineage has been meticulously maintained, passed from one generation to the next. Each seed holds the promise of enormous size, but only if handled correctly. The Amish take seed selection to an art form. Many families don't even buy seeds anymore. They rely entirely on what they've grown themselves. After harvest, they carefully walk through their fields, inspecting every pumpkin. But it's not just about choosing the biggest one. They look for the healthiest, most robust fruit with perfect shape, strong stems, and vibrant color. These are the pumpkins that carry the strongest genetics for growth and resilience. Once they've identified the champions, they carefully extract the seeds, clean them, and store them over the winter like precious family heirlooms. This simple step ensures that each new planting starts with seeds already proven to thrive in the local soil and climate. Year after year, this practice compounds. Seeds selected from the strongest pumpkins produce healthier plants with larger fruits, better disease resistance, and greater adaptability. Over decades, Amish families create living seed libraries, collections of genetic wisdom honed over generations. What starts as a tiny pumpkin seed can become a 1,000-pound marvel because it's been nurtured through countless growing seasons. Visuals play a huge role in telling this story. Imagine close-ups of the tiny, dark seeds being carefully cleaned and dried, then stored in labeled envelopes. Show hands walking slowly over a pumpkin patch, examining each fruit with a practiced eye, tapping it gently to check for ripeness and strength. Highlight the process of choosing the best pumpkin, cutting it open, and carefully extracting the seeds. Each step done with deliberate patience and precision. End with a visual of a jar or envelope of seeds labeled for next year, showing the connection between past, present, and future harvests. Understanding seed selection is crucial because it sets the foundation for every other step in pumpkin growing. No amount of perfect soil, careful watering, or pruning can compensate for weak genetics. The Amish philosophy is clear. Start with the right seed, and everything else follows. If you want your pumpkins to grow beyond imagination, you must honor this first step. It's not magic, it's patience, knowledge, and respect for nature's blueprint. Carefully preserved and handed down through generations, soil preparation, and fertilization. Once you have the perfect seeds. The next step is preparing the soil, the very foundation for your giant pumpkin. The Amish know that soil is far more than just dirt. It's a living system that must be nurtured and strengthened. They dig deep, often 12 to 18 inches, to give pumpkin roots room to grow wide and dive deep. This deep, rich soil provides stability, nutrients, and water access, allowing a pumpkin to grow hundreds, even thousands of pounds. A critical component of this soil is aged manure. Fresh manure is too strong. It can burn roots and damage delicate seedlings. The Amish let horse and cow manure age for at least a year, sometimes longer. During this time, natural processes break it down. Rain and snow wash and mix it. Summer heat bakes it, winter freezes it, and worms and bacteria transform it into a dark, crumbly, nutrient-rich material. Layered with composted organic matter like kitchen scraps, fallen leaves, and grass clippings, it becomes what the Amish call black gold. Soil that practically hums with life. Soil testing is done the old-fashioned way, by sight, touch, and smell. No laboratory equipment is needed. A handful of good soil should be soft, crumbly, and slightly damp, yet hold its shape when squeezed. Its color should be rich and dark, indicating high organic content. The aroma should be earthy and fresh, signaling healthy microbial activity. These sensory checks guide the Amish in adjusting soil preparation before planting. Once the soil is ready, natural fertilizers provide additional nourishment. Compost tea liquid brewed from aged compost is poured directly at the roots, feeding the plants slowly and steadily. Crushed eggshells supply calcium, strengthening cell walls and preventing blossom end rot. Bone meal provides phosphorus, supporting root growth and overall plant development. The key is slow, controlled release of nutrients, which encourages steady growth without shocking the plants with sudden bursts of synthetic chemicals. Visuals can bring this section to life. Show hands digging into deep soil, layering dark compost over rich dirt, sprinkling crushed eggshells, and pouring golden brown compost tea at the base of young plants. Zoom in to show the texture of the soil and the meticulous layering process. These images reinforce the message. The secret to a giant pumpkin isn't Magic Kit's preparation, patience, and respect for the life in the soil beneath your feet. With the foundation set, your pumpkin is ready to thrive. Healthy roots, deep soil, and nutrient-rich compost create the ideal environment for maximum growth, setting the stage for the incredible size that Amish pumpkins are famous for. Planting and watering once, your seeds are selected and soil is perfectly prepared. It's time to plant, but timing is everything. The Amish start their pumpkin seeds indoors in late winter, often while snow still blankets the ground outside. Starting seeds indoors allows them to control temperature, moisture, and light during the most vulnerable early stages. This ensures seedlings are strong, healthy, and ready to thrive when transplanted outdoors. Transplanting is done after the last frost. When soil temperatures consistently stay above 60 degrees Fahrenheit, a late frost can destroy weeks of careful preparation in a single night. So the Amish carefully track historical frost dates and local weather patterns. They'd rather transplant a week late than risk losing everything to unexpected cold. This patient approach gives each plant the best possible start and maximizes its growth potential. Watering is another area where the Amish techniques shine. Unlike many gardeners who spray leaves daily, the Amish practice deep watering directly at the root zone, less frequently but more thoroughly. This encourages roots to grow deep into the soil in search of water, creating a strong foundation that supports massive fruit. Shallow, frequent watering keeps roots near the surface, leaving plants weak and vulnerable to drought. By watering early in the morning, the soil absorbs moisture while leaves dry throughout the day, preventing fungal diseases that can destroy fruit. Timing continues to play a critical role as the pumpkins begin to grow. During fruit development, consistent soil moisture is crucial. Too much water can cause splitting and cracking, while too little stunts growth and creates tough, bitter flesh. The Amish monitor rainfall, soil conditions, and plant needs carefully, adjusting watering schedules to maintain a steady balance. This attentive, hands-on approach ensures pumpkins grow steadily and uniformly. Visuals bring this section to life, show indoor seedlings under gentle light, hands carefully transplanting young pumpkin plants into prepared soil, and slow-motion shots of deep watering at the base of each plant. Close-ups of soil absorbing water, roots reaching downward, and healthy leaves glistening with morning dew emphasize the impact of proper planting and watering. By combining perfect timing, controlled watering, and attentive care, the Amish create an environment where pumpkins can grow at their maximum potential. Each step from seedling to transplant to mature plantee is deliberate, ensuring the roots, leaves, and fruit work together to produce those legendary giants. Pruning and vine management. By the time your pumpkin plants start producing fruit, every decision matters. One of the most crucial steps in growing a giant pumpkin is pruning and managing the vines. The Amish understand that a pumpkin plant has limited energy. If that energy is spread across multiple fruits, none of them can reach their full potential. That's why the first rule is simple, but often difficult for beginners. Remove all but the best pumpkin. When small pumpkins first appear, the Amish carefully inspect each one. They look for the strongest stem attachment, the healthiest shape, and the most robust growth potential. Only the top contender is allowed to stay on the vine. The rest are removed early, usually when the fruits are the size of salt. This ensures the plant's energy is concentrated, directing all nutrients, water, and sunlight toward a single fruit. It may feel harsh, but this early selection is the difference between a medium-sized pumpkin and a record-breaking giant dot. Next comes vine management, another essential part of their strategy. Secondary vines, or lateral shoots, grow off the main vine and can drain nutrients from the main pumpkin if left unchecked. The Amish allow these side shoots to grow only to a specific length, typically 8 to 10 feet, before pruning them carefully. This provides enough leaves to support photosynthesis while preventing unnecessary energy loss. Every cut is deliberate, ensuring the plant focuses on what matters most, producing one massive, healthy pumpkin. The main vine receives special attention. Instead of letting it grow straight outward, the Amish often train it in a gentle escurve. This technique serves multiple purposes. First, it distributes the weight of the growing pumpkin more evenly, reducing stress on the stem and preventing cracks. Second, it creates extra space around the fruit, allowing it to expand freely without interference from other vines or obstacles. The escurve acts like a roadmap, guiding the plant's energy efficiently from roots to fruit. Visuals are key to illustrating this process. Show hands pruning secondary vines, cutting away smaller fruits, and training the main vine into a smooth S shape. Include animation or graphics that demonstrate how energy flows from the roots through the main vine to the selected pumpkin. Close-ups of a single pumpkin thriving while surrounding vines are pruned. Emphasize the concept of energy concentration. Protection becomes crucial. The Amish know that ground contact can quickly ruin months of work. Moisture from soil seeps into the fruit, causing soft spots that invite rot and attract pests. To prevent this, they place plywood, thick cloth, or layers of straw beneath each pumpkin. This creates a clean, dry surface that supports the fruit as it grows, ensuring even contact and preventing damage from moisture or insects. Sun exposure is another hidden threat. While pumpkins thrive in sunlight, intense afternoon heat can burn the skin, leaving discolored patches that weaken the fruit. Amish growers use simple shade covers like burlap or cloth draped over the pumpkin during peak heat hours. These provide protection without blocking essential sunlight for photosynthesis, maintaining both growth and safety. Root systems are just as critical as the fruit above ground. Pumpkin roots often extend 15 to 20 feet, lying close to the surface and vulnerable to accidental damage. The Amish carefully mark root zones and avoid walking directly over them. They use planks or boards when working nearby, preventing soil compaction and preserving nutrient uptake. Visuals include placing straw or plywood under growing pumpkins, gently covering fruit with shade cloth, and marking root zones with boards. Close-ups of strong, undisturbed roots highlight the importance of protecting the plant's foundation. Through these simple yet effective methods, ground padding, sun protection, and careful root monitoring, the Amish ensure that pumpkins grow safely to massive sizes without compromise. Pollination and companion plants pollination is critical for pumpkin success, and the Amish take it seriously. They understand that bees are essential workers in the pumpkin patch. To attract them, they plant companion flowers like borage, sunflowers, and zinnias around the pumpkin vines. These flowers provide a continuous source of nectar, ensuring bees are always nearby when pumpkin flowers open. Sunflowers, with their towering heads, act as natural landmarks, drawing pollinators from far distances, while zinnias and borage bloom consistently, maintaining a steady bee population, even with abundant pollinators. Natural pollination isn't always enough. The Amish practice hand pollination to guarantee fruit development. Early in the morning, when flowers are fresh, they use a soft brush to transfer pollen from male to female flowers. Timing is crucial. Female flowers are receptive only for a short window, and successful pollination determines the fruit's shape, strength, and overall growth potential. Visuals for this section include bees visiting flowers, close-ups of pollen transfer, and the gardener brushing pollen onto female flowers. The combination of companion planting and careful hand pollination ensures the pumpkins receive maximum fertilization, producing thick-skinned, well-formed giants by planning for pollinators and actively managing pollination. The Amish create a thriving ecosystem that supports pumpkin growth from the earliest flowers to the largest fruits. Mulching, Weeding and continuous maintaining the pumpkin patch is an ongoing process. Weeds are silent thieves, competing with pumpkins for water, nutrients, and space. The Amish use heavy mulching as their primary defense. Straw, shredded leaves, and dried grass create a barrier that blocks sunlight, preventing weed seeds from sprouting while regulating soil temperature and moisture. Properly applied, mulch keeps shallow roots cool during hot days and maintains consistent moisture levels throughout the growing season. Hand weeding is equally important. Mechanical tools risk damaging delicate feeder roots, which can stunt growth. The Amish carefully remove weeds weekly, preserving the root system while eliminating competition. This meticulous attention ensures the pumpkins receive all available nutrients and energy without interruption. Visuals include layering straw and leaves around vines, hand-pulling weeds, and inspecting the soil. Continuous monitoring allows Amish growers to adjust mulching depth, remove problem weeds, and maintain a clean, healthy growing environment through consistent mulching, careful hand weeding, and daily observation. Pumpkins are able to thrive in an optimal environment. The patch remains disease-free, energy-efficient, and prepared for giant fruit development. Harvest timing and monitoring timing is everything when it comes to harvesting giant pumpkins. The Amish monitor fruit growth closely, observing color, stem health, and size to determine the optimal harvest window. The goal is to collect the pumpkin before the first hard frost, which can damage skin and compromise storage. Patience is essential. Harvesting too early reduces size, while waiting too long risks frost or rot. Consistency throughout the season is just as important. Regular inspections help identify problems early, whether it's pest damage, nutrient deficiencies, or irregular growth patterns. By tracking progress, Amish growers can adjust watering, pruning, and soil care in real time, ensuring the fruit reaches maximum size safely. Visuals for this section include close-ups of nearly mature pumpkins, checking stems, and carefully harvesting giant fruits. The excitement of unveiling a massive pumpkin is paired with the careful, methodical process that made it possible. By combining patience, vigilance, and proper timing, the Amish ensure their pumpkins reach extraordinary sizes, demonstrating that disciplined care and respect for nature produce results that are truly remarkable. 2. Grow giant pumpkins like the Amish. Start with the right seed, prepare rich soil, provide consistent care, and practice patience. Apply these time-tested techniques this season and watch your pumpkins transform. Subscribe now for more Amish secrets and hacks you won't find anywhere else. Bring their wisdom into your garden.